Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for November 20th, 2020. An article from One American News reports, Rudy Giuliani, President Trump will not concede election. President Trump's personal attorney wants to make it clear that the president will never concede the election and fully intends to win. In an interview Sunday, Rudy Giuliani said the president was sarcastic when he said in a tweet that Biden, quote, won the election by stealing votes. President Trump's tweet caused cheering in the mainstream media, who took the phrase Biden won out of context and championed it as what they hoped would be a concession. Giuliani added, the context of that tweet makes it perfectly clear the president was saying Biden's theft of votes is not a victory. He went on to outline the various examples of voter fraud that were documented during the election and have gone ignored by the mainstream media. In a recent statement, the president's attorney said the Trump campaign has 2 lawsuits in Michigan that focus on the unlawful expulsion of Republican poll watchers from the counting process. Giuliani added, Democrats also failed to signature match thousands of votes. He said such actions render hundreds of thousands of Biden votes illegal. Fox News reports, Pennsylvania governor announces new COVID rules, including wearing a mask in your house. Pennsylvania is planning to take additional steps to address a sharp increase in coronavirus infections and hospitalizations, including requiring masks to be worn indoors with limited exceptions, officials said on Tuesday. In addition, starting Friday, anyone who enters Pennsylvania must be tested at least 72 hours before arrival, and they must quarantine for 14 days. Officials said the order does not apply to people who commute to neighboring states for work or health care and will largely be self-enforced. The Pennsylvania Department of Health posted the new guidelines on Twitter stating, strengthening mask order. Masks are still required. Indoors, masks now required anytime you're with people outside of your household, even if you're socially distant. Applies to all indoor facilities, plus if you have people in your home not part of your household. And finally, CNBC reports, Bill Gates says more than 50% of business travel will disappear in a post-coronavirus world. The coronavirus will fundamentally alter the way people travel for and conduct business even after the pandemic is over, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates said on Tuesday. Moving forward, Gates predicted that there will be a, quote, very high threshold for conducting business trips now that working from home is more feasible. However, some companies may be more extreme with their efforts to reduce in-person meetings than others. He went on to say, quote, my prediction would be that over 50% of business travel and over 30% of days in the office will go away. The pandemic has devastated air travel demand, particularly for lucrative business trips. Business travelers before the virus accounted for half of the U.S. airlines' revenue, but just 30% of the trips, according to Airlines for America, an industry group that represents most U.S. carriers. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for November 20th, 2020. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.